I can't talk about what that is. I can't talk about what I've seen, and I can't talk about those cases. But what I will tell you is that it's up to you, each of you, to decide how you're going to address and deal with the police problem. I've decided this is the best way I can. But I would say, since so many of you are in that 1%, I would remind you that one thing that we did do in 2005 was a survey by the police with 1,000 people whose names were taken from the police records of people who had been served, and I use that term very loosely, by the police. And my gosh, in 2005, the population of Oakland was approximately 35 to 36% African American. And yet it was 26% white. And you would think that we would have had something, some comment about the behavior of the police back then. However, surprise, surprise, the survey ended up saying that most people were satisfied with the behavior of the Oakland Police Department. That was in 2005. Interestingly enough, what an examination of that survey found that African Americans, Latino males, and people in color in general were underrepresented, and therefore the survey found that there were 2 police forces in Oakland, one that served the white folks and one that served people of color. The behavior that occupies people have experienced is from the people of color police force. Our President, Barack Obama, has recently said that he wants us all to play by the same rules. I think we know that that is not going to happen. It has not happened. It has not happened in Oakland since as far back as the 1800s. It's not happening in Oakland right now. Some people are saying, well, I'm glad because the NSA, or negotiated settlement, is basically going to throw our police force into receivership. But do you understand what receivership means? No. Receivership means that the feds would take over our police force. And the number one thing that they would probably have on their mind is to bring the number of our police officers up to what the FBI says it should be. Jim can probably tell you more about that. But with the average cost of $162,000 a year for each police officer, where do you think we're going to get that money from? Who do you think will step in and give us that money? Well, we do have the Port of Oakland, don't we? And it's strategically located in the city of Oakland. And I'm just wondering if we could possibly militarize our police and take an end run around Posse Comitatus. These are things that you need to think about. These are things that I've thought about. These are real things that could happen. In every place where demonstrations and protests and riots have happened in this country, the draconian measures that have been put in place did not go away when the protesters and rioters left. Instead, they were brought to bear upon the traditional populations that will suffer and have suffered under that 2 police force margin. Thank you.